Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for this poster creation workshop. Posters in general can be classified into academic posters and event posters. In this workshop, our focus is academic posters. This workshop has two parts. The first part is a brief presentation. The second part is a hands-on practice in PowerPoint. In the presentation part, we are going to talk about why posters, how posters are judged, and what some design tips are. This is a picture I took at Engineering Showcase and Poster Competition hosted by Rice Brown School of Engineering a few years ago. This is Rice's annual event that takes place in mid-April. In this event and any other similar Rice poster event, you will see rows and rows of posters. As you walk in the sea of posters, you may have a basic question. Why posters? Posters allow you to share your scholarly work and spread out your research ideas. It also gives you a chance to interact with your fellow colleagues and gather feedback. So the following question might be, how posters are judged? Why some posters are good and effective and not others? Take a look at this award-winning poster. Why is it effective and good? And this is another award-winning poster. Well, I couldn't find the judging criteria on Rice's OEDK website. I did find this judging criteria on Stanford University's website, and I agree on all the 3 points: content, design, and communication. Well, these are not like hard rules, but more like general guidelines. Content always comes first. So your poster should have a clear, focused short story. It should stand alone. Given the fact that your audience come and go, your poster should tell a complete story. The content on your poster should help initiate discussions. Specifically, for academic posters, in general, they include the following sections, like title, introduction, methods, results, possible applications. The sections in italics, like future work, acknowledgement, and references, are optional. Your poster should have a visually exciting design, which means text legible, graphics appealing, design uncluttered, and straightforward. You should have an excellent communication. This refers to how you present your poster. You may want to prepare a short version and a longer version of your story. If your audience is in rush, you can use the short version. If your audience have time, then you can use the longer version. And be familiar with the content of your poster. Be able to start at any point. Your posters will be judged by content, design, and communication. In this workshop, we are going to talk about design. So, how to create visually exciting design? Basically speaking, your poster is made of 3 components. They are text, graphics, and white space. We are going to talk about them respectively. The general guideline for text is to use succinct, descriptive, and large text. The goal is to make text tell a clear message from 3 to 5 feet away. The main story should be obvious from 3 to 5 feet away. How? Here are the steps. First, make your title short, informative, and as large as possible. More people will read your title than anything else on your poster. so make it as large as possible and informative. Second, organize text in a hierarchy structure so that your audience can read your poster outline at a glance view. Say, organize your text into title, headings, subheadings, and body text. Third, use descriptive headings and subheadings. Let headings and subheadings tell the story. Avoid generic headings and subheadings. Fourth, make takeaways bold and clear. Here is a font size guideline. Title 90 point, as large as possible, depending on the poster size. Headers 60 point, smaller. Body text 30 point, even smaller. This guideline will help you organize your text into a hierarchy structure. This is a 48 by 36 inch poster that follows the font guideline. This is what it looks like. Posters are different than academic papers. Aim at 500 words at most. Instead of text, use graphics. Use strong, supporting, readily comprehensible graphics. Keep in mind, graphics is to communicate, not to decorate. Graphics can convey data, facts, ideas, relationship far more clearly and concisely than descriptive text, so take advantage of graphics. If you have images, use high quality, high resolution ones. These two images side by side, they have the same print dimension, 4 inch by 3 inch. Clearly you can tell the left one is sharp and clear, the right one is blurry and pixelated, just because the right one has very low resolution. It is recommended that your image at least to have 150 pixels per inch to have a decent printout quality. If you want to use graph to show your data, use simple and common ones. Bar chart is used to compare data across categories. Pie chart is used to show parts to the whole. Line chart is to view trend in data over time, and scatter plots is to show the correlation between different variables. Don't fear white space. White space is not wasted space. Roughly speaking, your posters should consist of 40% of text, 30% of graphics, and 30% of white space. This poster has narrow gutters between text boxes and narrow margins within text boxes. That lack of white space may give audience an overwhelming viewing experience. In contrast, this poster has wider gutters and more margin spaces within text boxes. The added white space make the poster pleasant to view. White space creates breathing room within your poster, which helps viewers avoid feeling overwhelmed by the information being presented. So you have text, graphics, and white space on your poster. This is the draft version of your poster. Next, you want to apply these 4 design principles to make text, graphics, and white space stay in harmony, giving your poster a consistent and unified appearance. These 4 design principles are proximity, alignment, repetition, and contrast. They are from the Non-Designer's Design book by Robin Williams. It's a very great book with practical principles for the beginners. Take a look at this business card. There are 5 elements, and none of them seems to relate to another based on the space between them. So you see 5 separate visual units. After you turn on guidelines, you see none of them is aligned with anything else on the card. It seems the elements are randomly put on the card. Lack of alignment and grouping makes the card look scattered and unorganized. The proximity principle states you should avoid too many separate elements on a page. The alignment principle states nothing should be placed on the page arbitrarily. So here is a comparison before and after the proximity and alignment principles are applied. Proximity is to group related items together. If they are not related, move them apart from each other. If they are related, group them together. When several items are in close proximity to each other, they become one visual unit rather than several separate units. For this business card, after grouping, instead of 5 separate items, you have 2 visual units. The page automatically becomes more organized. Alignment is to align elements to make visual connections. On the top right, it is center aligned. On the bottom right, it is right aligned. And we notice the alignment is both among the unit and between the units. This way, the 2 units appear to be unified, connected, and interrelated. Overall, after alignment, the page looks more organized and unified. You will also notice that proximity is created by white space. So don't fear white space. It helps organize content. The 2 newsletters have the same basic layout. They are both nice and neat. The only difference is the right one has more contrast. Which one would you pick up first? Contrast is often the most important visual attraction on a page. Repetition is to repeat some aspect of the design throughout the entire piece in order to unify and strengthen it. In this example, the contrast on the right for the title is very obvious. A light color, large, and bold title is on the dark background. The contrast for the headings and subheads is very clear because of the stronger and bolder typeface. The typeface is repeated, that's repetition. The black band is repeated at the bottom too, that's another repetition. Can you feel how your eyes are drawn to the right page rather than the left page? That's the effect of contrast and repetition. Can you name the principles that make the different look on the right card? Let's do a quick recap on the 4 principles. Proximity and alignment help organize the document. Alignment and repetition help create unity of the document. Repetition and contrast add visual interest to the document. And the 4 design principles, they are all interconnected. Specifically, proximity is to group related items together and to separate items that are not directly related to each other, and vary the space between to indicate the closeness of the relationship. Alignment is to align items to make visual connections. Repetition is to repeat some design elements to unify and strengthen a document. Contrast is often the most important visual attraction on a document. It can be created with color, typeface, line weight, etc. Here is a summary of this short presentation. The purpose of posters is to spread out your ideas and gather feedback. Posters are judged by content, design, and communication. Our focus in this workshop is design. Basically speaking, a poster is made of text, graphics, and white space. Respectively, text is organized in a hierarchy structure and tells a clear message from 3 to 5 feet away. Graphics are supporting, easily comprehensible, and have high quality. White space is enough to provide breathing room and make the poster pleasant to view. After you have text, graphics, and white space on your poster, the draft version of your poster, apply PARC, P-A-R-C, the 4 design principles to make your poster clean and lean. Now let's move on to the hands-on part. Open PowerPoint. Create a blank presentation. In general, we use PowerPoint to create slides to aid our presentations. Today, we will see how we can use PowerPoint differently to create a poster. The first thing you need to do is click on Design tab, go to Slide Size, Page Setup, change the slide size to the dimension to the poster size you will print out. 48 inch by 36 inch is a very typical poster size. Be aware the maximum slide size for PowerPoint is 56 inch. So if you put in any number that's greater than 56, like 60, you will get an error message. So I will change it back to 48 inch. And this is also the time you will need to decide the orientation of your poster, either portrait or landscape. I will keep it landscape. Click OK. Since I don't have any content on the slide yet, so it doesn't matter, I scale it or don't scale. So I'll just click Scale. It's very important that you create the poster to the actual size you will print. Since resizing a poster within PowerPoint, once it's created, will mess up the layout. You will need to rearrange objects to fit the new dimension. So check the conference or poster event where you will present your posters. Create the poster to the actual size you will print out. Click on View. You can turn on ruler and guides or turn off ruler and guides as you need it. When the ruler is turned on, you will see a ruler on the top and on the left-hand side. Rulers help measure objects and spaces on a slide. At the lower right corner, when you turn the zoom level to 100%, you will see tick marks on the ruler more clearly. And notice 0 point is in the center of the ruler. And there's no way you can change how ruler displays in PowerPoint. When we change our focus to the upper left corner, we will see 24 and 18. Since 0 point is in the center of the ruler, so we know 24 and 18 is half of the poster dimension. So this way we know the poster size is set up properly. I will change the zoom level to fit to window. And now turn on guides. You can select a guide and move it up and down, or a vertical guide, left or right. You can select a guide and hold down Option key on Mac or Control key on PC and drag away to add a new guide. You can also drag a guide to the canvas to the gray area out of the slides to remove or delete a guide. Since I don't need guides right now, I will turn it off. Click on Home tab, back to Home. I'm going to delete these two text placeholder boxes. There are different ways to add content to this slide to create your poster. Thinking your poster is made of text, graphics, and white space, I would recommend you to follow these 3 steps. First, add text to create a basic framework of your poster. Next, add graphics to tell your research better. Last, you want to make sure you leave enough white space to make your poster pleasant to read and apply PARC, those 4 design principles, to ensure your poster look professional. Let's add text to create a basic framework of your poster. At this time, you should have your text and graphics ready, or you have your research paper done already. You have a rough idea about what you want to put on your poster. For this workshop, I have created a Word file for the sample poster. You can find it in the workshop practice file folder. Open it up. It's a poster about poster creation. And we know the academic posters include this many sections. I'm going to copy the title, create a title in the poster first. Click on text box, drag and make a text box and paste over the title. And you can see the title is really small. So I'm going to change the font size to as large as possible. You want to choose the font you like. It is recommended that you use one font family and use Sans Serif font, since these fonts are more legible from a distance. Here are some typical Sans Serif fonts. Sans Serif means no small lines attached to the end of a stroke. The default font for PowerPoint is Calibri, which is Sans Serif font. So if you don't have a particular taste of font, use the default font Calibri. That will work just fine. I will just use Calibri for this demonstration. Following this font size guidelines, we are going to add author, headings, subheadings, and body text. After you have added title, headings, and subheadings to your poster, you may want to pause and think about the layout and flow of the poster. Decide whether you want to have 1 column, 2 columns, or 3 columns for your layout. Here I have 2 columns. Top to bottom, left to right in vertical column is the most commonly used layout. This also makes the flow of the poster obvious to the reader. The top to bottom, left to right in vertical column layout is more obvious in this poster template. Top to bottom, left to right in vertical columns. Then you continue to add text box to add your body text. When you finish adding all text, your poster should look something like this. So this is the basic framework when all text has been added. Next, we want to add graphics. Click on Insert, Pictures, Picture from File. Locate where your workshop practice file folder. Open before PARC PNG file, click on Insert. The image will be placed in the center of the slide of your poster. You can drag where you want to place it. I want to pause over here to talk about 2 different image types, bitmap and vector. Take an example of these 2 RISE logo files. One is PNG file, the other is SVG file. I will open both with Google Chrome. So this is the PNG file, this is the SVG file. The PNG file is a bitmap image. A bitmap is a grid of individual pixels that collectively compose an image. This SVG file is a vector file. A vector is based on mathematical formulas that define geometric primitives such as polygons, lines, curves, circles, and rectangles. An easy way to tell if an image is a bitmap or vector is to increase its size. I will increase this PNG file to 500%. At 500%, you will see the picture becomes blurry and pixelated, especially on the edges. For the SVG file, I'm going to increase it to 500% as well. And you will see the image stays sharp and clear. It's important to tell an image is a bitmap or a vector. For a bitmap image, the number of pixels matters, resolution matters. In order to have a decent print quality, you want to make sure the image has over 150 ppi, 150 pixel per inch. However, for vector images, resolution is not an issue. You can resize vectors infinitely without losing any image quality. Generally speaking, photos you take with cameras, screenshot images, and scanned images are bitmap images. JPEG, PNG, and TIFF files are typical bitmap file types. Whereas files created by vector-based applications such as Illustrator are vector images. SVG and EPS are typical vector file types. Back to our poster in PowerPoint. We know this image is a PNG file, it's a screen captured image, it's a bitmap image. So we need to make sure it has enough pixels in order to have good printout quality. In order to make sure this image has enough pixels, first we need to decide the print size for this image. So we can use the corner handle to scale up or down the image in proportion. If you use the side handle to resize the image, then you will distort that image. So I'm going to use Command Z or Control Z on PC to undo, because I don't want to distort my image. So you can use the corner handle to scale down or up to the desired size you want for the image. You can also double click on the image and you will see Picture Format tab is selected, and you will see the toolbar for picture format. You will see height and width. That's the print dimension for the image on your poster. Over here, you can also manually input the print dimension for the image. And when this checkbox is checked, then after you hit enter, you will see the width will be changed in proportion to the height you input. So right now, the print size for this image is 3 inch by 4.3 inch. Given 150 ppi, 150 pixel per inch resolution requirement, if we time that ppi with the print size dimension, we got the pixel dimension. So that means 3 inch times 150 is 450 pixels for height, and for width is about 600 pixels. So we know the pixel dimension we are looking for. Back to Finder, find the file, right click over, click on Get Information, and we see the pixel dimension for this image file is 600 by 450 roughly. So we know it's good to have 4 inch by 3 inch printout. Larger than 4 inch by 3 inch printout size, you are risking to have a blurry or pixelated image. On PC, you can right click over the image and go to Properties, Details, and check the image pixel resolution or dimensions over there. Under this tab, you will see different picture tools. The different picture tools in PowerPoint make it easy to modify the images in different ways. Let's insert another image. Go to Insert, Pictures, Picture from File. This after PARC PNG file. You can move it. You can resize it. You can also crop it. Click on the crop tool. You will see the black cropping handle. You can drag it to where you want it to be, either to crop excessive margins or redundant content or distracting content, and click on crop again. The picture, the image will be cropped. If you don't like the cropping effect, you can go to Reset Picture and Size. You can also apply different kind of frames and borders. Say, I will apply a thick matte, and you see that's a very dramatic effect. I can change it to different effect, different frame. If I don't like the effect, I can go back to Reset Picture, and that frame will be removed. So I'm going to drag the picture next to the before PARC image, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to make it about the same size of that image. I'm going to select both of them and go to Simple Frame. And you will see that Simple Frame has been applied. Double-click on any of the images. Another picture too I want to demonstrate is the removing background feature. Let's use the reusable water bottle poster as an example. Double-click to open the finished poster. This is the poster created by a Rice student in an Introduction to Social and Cultural Anthropology class. On the poster at the upper left corner, you will see this Asian water jar image. When you open the image file in that file folder, you will see the original image downloaded from the cited website. On the poster, you can tell the background of the water jar has been removed, which makes the water jar look well integrated into the poster and also makes the poster looks clean and neat. Let's open the PowerPoint practice file, remove water jar background PPTX file. Let's see how to remove background for an image. Double-click on the image, click on Remove Background. PowerPoint will select and highlight the parts of the picture it identifies as the background. The purple area marks the background to be removed. As we can see here, it caught most of the water jar but missed some part. So next, we will adjust the parts we want to keep and not to be removed with the background. Let's zoom in so we can work on the image better. Click on Mark Areas to Keep. You can drag and click on the area you want to keep. And you can tell PowerPoint is doing a very nice job over here. So that's the water jar we want to keep. When you are happy with your selection, you can click Keep Changes. And then you can tell the background color has been removed from this water jar image. This removing background feature works the best when there's a great contrast, when there's a big contrast between the foreground and background. PowerPoint is a powerful vector-based graphics application. That means any shapes and objects created in PowerPoint can be resized infinitely without losing any image quality. Next, let's see how to create a shape or object quickly in PowerPoint. We will use this skateboard poster as an example. Open the finished poster. We see a nice looking skateboard. We will see how to make this skateboard quickly in PowerPoint. Open this PowerPoint practice file. This skateboard is actually made of one rounded rectangle and two cans. Let's recreate this skateboard. Make sure you are on Home. Go to Shapes. Select the rounded rectangle shape and just drag to draw a rounded rectangle. You can use the yellow handle to change the look of the corner. And for any shapes you draw in PowerPoint, there are two basic features. One is shape fill and the other is shape outline. So when the shape is selected, go to shape fill. I'm going to choose more fill colors. I will choose eyedropper and just pick up this skateboard color. Click OK. And go back to outline. choose no outline. So we have the skateboard. Now let's add 2 wheels. Go to shapes, go to can, and just drag and draw a can. And once again, you can change the fill color. I'll choose the gray color. And for the outline, no outline. Once the shape is selected, I hold down Option, and then to duplicate the can, and use the rotate handle to rotate it. Now I'll choose both cans and right click over, send to back. Now I kind of have this skateboard look similar to the one you see on the poster, and you can fine-tune the shapes to the way you like it. You can also group the 3 shapes together, so you can move them together as one object. Once all the 3 shapes have been selected, right click over and go to Group. Now all the 3 shapes have been grouped together, so you can drag and move wherever you want it to be. And keep in mind, the shapes and objects you created in PowerPoint is vector image. When you enlarge it, you don't lose any image quality. It will stay sharp and clear no matter how much you scale it up. Next, we will see how to insert Excel charts to PowerPoint. We will use the files in the Insert Excel Charts folder as demonstration example. Open the Excel file, open the PowerPoint file. You can insert and create charts directly in PowerPoint. Go to Insert, Chart. You will see different chart types you can create in PowerPoint directly. However, for research data, it is recommended you create a chart in Excel file and then copy the chart and paste over to PowerPoint. This is the Excel file. Assume you have some research data collected already and you have some charts created based on the research data. Say you have a vertical bar chart to compare data, a horizontal bar chart to compare data, a pie chart to show the percentage of a part to the whole, and maybe a line chart to see data changes over time. Let's copy this pie chart and paste to PowerPoint. Right-click over the pie chart, click on Copy, and go to PowerPoint. Right-click over and just paste, and you will see this chart has been pasted to the center of the slide. I'm going to zoom in so I can see it clearly. Once the chart is pasted over to PowerPoint, you can move it, you can resize it. When you copy a chart in Excel and paste it in PowerPoint, PowerPoint links to the Excel chart, which enables you to update data automatically. I will zoom in more in PowerPoint so I can see better. Back to Excel, if I change the data, say walk-in is 106, and you will see the data is changed in the pie chart in Excel. It's instantly is changed in the pie chart in PowerPoint as well. Double click on the pie chart. This will open the chart design tab, and you will see all the tools available for you to edit or modify the chart. This Tools under Chart Design tab is almost the same as what you can see in Excel. So PowerPoint really make it easy for you to edit and modify your chart. You can add a chart element. Click on Add Chart Element. Say Turn on Legend at bottom, and you will see the legend shows up at the bottom of your chart. You can go back to Legend and turn it off, and that legend has been turned off. You can try different layout designs. You can also change colors. I'll change it back. At the right of the chart design toolbar, you will see you can select data, edit data in Excel. This will open the data in Excel file. PowerPoint and Excel are integrated to work well together. Let's back to our sample poster. After inserting graphics, your poster should look like this version 2 draft. Now that we have our draft version of our poster, we want to apply PARC, proximity, alignment, repetition, and contrast, the 4 design principles to make the poster look professional. PARC, P-A-R-C, are all interconnected. Contrast is often the most important visual attraction on your poster. We will start with contrast. Contrast can be created with color, font size, line weight, etc. We'll see how to use color to create contrast in this demonstration. You want to have high color contrast for your foreground and background. Color selections are most of the time very subjective. If you don't know where to start for the color selections, an easy way is to start with your organization's color palette. Let's start with Rice color palette. These are the primary colors of Rice, blue and gray. These are the university extended colors. Since we need to choose a combination of 2 colors that are in high contrast, I will choose the primary color blue and the extended color light gray as an example for demonstration. I'm going to change the browser size to make it smaller so we can still refer to it. Going to make the PowerPoint smaller as well, kind of side by side. I want the title text box to have light gray as the background color and the title text to have the rice blue. In the web browser, I'm going to zoom out so that I can see both colors on the screen. Okay, back to PowerPoint. I'll double click on the text box, and for the text box shape options, click on solid fill and click on this color and go to more colors. And I'll use this color picker tool and just mouse over to light gray to select this color and click OK. And so the title text background has been set to light gray. And while this text box is still selected, go to text and more colors. Once again, I will use this color picker tool and choose rice blue and just click OK. And you will see the title text box has been set up the way I wanted. Alternatively, you can also take the suggested swatch pairings. On the Rice Color Palette website, you will see under light gray, there's suggested swatch pairings. This is burgundy plus light gray. If I want to change the text color to the suggested burgundy, I can pick it and change it right away. Or I can swap the background color and the foreground color. I will choose the solid fill, less the burgundy, and go to the text and choose light gray. So you will see different effect. I'm going to use Command Z to undo, to go back to my color selection. Another way to choose a good color combination is to borrow some nice color combinations from PowerPoint's built-in themes. Let's see how to do that. Click on Design, click on Colors. Instead of the default all-face color theme, let's choose yellow-orange. The 8 colors that you see next to the theme name represent 1 light background text color and 1 dark background text color and 6 accent colors for that theme. Let's click on Colors again and go to Customize Colors. For any theme colors, you will see 2 light text background colors and 2 dark text background colors and 6 accent colors and 1 color for hyperlink and 1 color for followed hyperlink. Theme colors handle both light and dark backgrounds very well. The light colors are always visible over the dark colors and vice versa, such as when dark color text is used over a light background. The 6 accent colors, they will look good over any of the 4 possible background colors, and they are colorblind friendly. If you like a light color and a dark color on this theme, you can borrow it. Say, I will use light 2 as the background color for my title and dark 2 as the text color for my title. You can click on this color box and you will see the RGB value for this color. Write down the RGB value for light 2 and then click on dark 2 color box. Write down the RGB value for dark 2. Click to select the title box. Double click on it. Go to Shape Fill, Solid Fill. Go to More Colors. Now that we know RGB value we want to use, we can type it in for the light 2 color. Click OK. Back to Home. Go to Text. Click on More Colors. And once again, input dark 2 for the text color. I'm going to revert the color to my original color selection. That's how to use color to create contrast on your poster. Repetition is to repeat some visual design elements to create organization and unity. If I want to repeat the colors for the title text box and use it on headings, so I can select the heading and choose the shape fill as light gray and choose the text color as rice blue. I can copy this format, apply to other headings. I can reverse the foreground and background color for these two subheadings. Select both of them and go to Shape Fill and choose Rust Blue as the background color and choose Light Gray as the text color. You can also make the headings the same size. And put the number in a circle and repeat that. And I will select all of them to make their size smaller. When you hold down Shift key to resize a circle, you will make a perfect circle. When you apply PARC, P-A-R-C, design principles to your poster, it's also the time to fine-tune your poster. For instance, I don't want to have reference heading. I will delete it to save space. And for the reference section, I'm going to apply the same background color, light gray. So it's kind of the title band is repeated at the bottom. I'm going to delete the bulleted point to make it to show on one line. Alignment is to align elements to make visual connections. This is the time you want to turn on guides and grids, which helps you align objects better. Go to View, check Ruler, Grid Lines, and Guides. The default horizontal and vertical grid lines make a grid of 1-inch squares. You cannot change that grid size. The two default guidelines can help you judge the horizontal and vertical center of your poster. You can turn on and turn off these grid lines and guides as you need. I'm going to turn off guides right now. I will go to View and go to Grid and Guides, Snap to Grid. I'll turn this on and we'll see how the grid can help us do the alignment. I will zoom in to the part I will work on. We want to leave 1-inch margin all around the poster. Most printers have some margin spaces they cannot print to. Aside from print, margins are essential to clean design. So we are going to align title and all headings to the 1-inch grid line. When you drag the title box, you will see the smart line show up and it snaps to the grid. I want to turn on guides at this point because I want to align to the central line. I will zoom out to see the whole poster. Let's see how to use guidelines to align objects. For the subheadings, this 1, 2, 3, 4, I want to indent 1/2 inch. I will turn off the grid lines and to add a guideline, I'm going to hold down Option key, drag away from the existing guideline. Now stop at 22.50. And I'm going to create another guideline at 0.5. Now let's zoom into the area we're going to work on. Let's align the numbers well. You can see with the guideline in place, it's so easy to align the numbers well. Proximity is to group related items together to reduce clutter, create organization, and define relationships. Proximity is created by white space. I will move down everything else to make more room for title and author, and I'll group them together. Go to View, turn on Grid Lines, grab Why Design Matters heading and move it up to leave 1 inch white space for the gutter. And select the body text, move it up. Since it belongs to the section of Why Design Matters, which leaves more space between this body text and the next section heading, How to Create Effective Posters. This text box of colors and white space are related to the third sample poster. I will move them closer. This is also consistent with the previous layout. Like on the left-hand side is the sample poster, on the right-hand side is the key point. You can continue to fine-tune your poster with PARC, P-A-R-C, the 4 design principles. You may also need to adjust your content from time to time, such as making text more succinct, using different format, etc. When you are fine-tuning your poster, also be conscious to leave enough white space to make your poster pleasant to read, give eyes place to rest. We have shown how to leave 1 inch margin around the edges and for the gutter space. Next, we will see how to adjust space within text boxes. For instance, if I want to add more margin at the bottom of the title text box, I'm going to right-click over this title text box, go to Format Shape, Text Options, Text Box, and you will see bottom margin setting. I'm going to increase it to 0.1 inch or 0.2 inch, and you will see the change. If I want to add more space between title and author, I'm going to select Author and right-click over, go to Paragraph, and put 12 point before the second paragraph. That is the author line, and click OK. The title text box is center justified. While the headings are all left justified, I can select them all and right-click over, go to Format Objects, and go to Text Options, Text Box. I can adjust left margin over here. I can increase it. You can continue to fine-tune your poster. The 4 design principles, proximity, alignment, repetition, and contrast are all interconnected. There's no right or wrong order when you apply them. After applying the PARC 4 design principles, fine-tuning and leaving enough white space, more or less, your final poster may look something like this. The first one is my color selections with rice blue and light gray. The second one is the recommended rice swatch pairing colors with the light gray. The third one is the colors borrowed from PowerPoint's built-in yellow and orange theme colors. Last, go to Tools, Spelling to proofread your poster. After that, go to File, Save As, and save as a PDF file. We recommend to print out posters from PDF file. Finally, I want to point out the on-campus poster printing resources. Go to DMC homepage, scroll down, and click on Plotting Price and Cost Calculator. Primarily, there are 2 locations. One is the DMC of Foundry Library. The other is the Mod building of Campus IT. Over here, you can see the printing price and the available printing materials. That's all I want to cover in this workshop. Have fun working on your poster.